Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwahn, and today we are checking out Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Now, I didn't even really realize that this was a game because I'm pretty sure this game's just a little too old for me. Now, mind you, I did have a Nintendo and a Super Nintendo. I didn't have a Super Nintendo. It was my cousins that had the Super Nintendo, and I was very, very jealous because they had Donkey Kong Country and I did not. Anywho, so the thing is, though, is that I had it when I was really young, and technically the NES came out before I was born, so did the Super Nintendo. The first Nintendo console that came out after I was born was a Nintendo 64, and so I was just kind of playing around with whatever was still laying around or what we could find at the thrift store and stuff like that, because my grandma would take me to the thrift store and be like, hey, there's some cheap-ass shit Nintendo games, and I'm like, yeah! And I didn't even know Mario vs. Donkey Kong was a game, and of course Mario vs. Donkey Kong as a theme is long-running, but there was actually a game called Mario vs. Donkey Kong. And when they announced this at a Nintendo Direct some time back, people were like, they're remaking Mario vs. Donkey Kong. And I'm like, oh my God, what does that mean? I have no idea. And I still don't know. So that's what we're here for. We're going to find out what that means and find out if it looks cool or not. I'm always on board, though, for remakes, remasters, ports, because especially with so many games being inaccessible, while I would like for the original versions to be accessible for the sake of video game preservation and the legacy of the medium, having newer versions of them is often a blessing because, man, some of these old games suck. I don't know if that's necessarily the camera? You good? I don't know if that's necessarily the case with Mario versus Donkey Kong, but you know what? I'll let other people determine that or not. But anyway, let's get started. When was this revealed? September. Nintendo with the fast reveals and the fast releases. I like that. They got to try and get some more sales before the Switch 2 comes out.
Donkey Kong.
A little quiet.
Mario. The rivalry that heated up on the Game Boy Advance system reignites on the Nintendo Switch system.
I did have a Game Boy Advance, but I missed this game entirely.
Donkey Kong has stolen all the mini Mario toys from the factory.
What are you going to do with those?
It's up to Mario to track him down. In each stage, contraptions and other challenges await.
That's right. Take down the capitalist pig, Donkey Kong.
Observation.
Don't let him seize the means of production.
Success. Mario needs to reach the key, but he can't quite cross the gap. That monkey's tail looks a little suspicious, though, doesn't it?
Are they puzzle games?
If Mario does this, now he can get across and safely grab the key. Platform too high? Reach it with a handstand jump or a backflip, like that. Observe and act to collect mini Marios, clear stages, and face Donkey Kong head on. In this updated version of the game, you can play with a friend in local
So is this just the original Game Boy Mario game? I meant the very original one, but I guess it was a GBA game as well. Yeah, I guess so.
Cover the toys. Mario vs. Donkey Kong launches on Nintendo Switch.
Although, like I said, it definitely looks more like a puzzle game over a traditional Mario platformer, right? Solve each level. All 130 of them, apparently. Mario, how could you? Huh. I don't know what I was expecting, but I don't think I was necessarily expecting a mini puzzle game. I had to make sure that I had the right video because this so heavily looks like one of the animations for character reveals in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. There was like 2 or 3 reveals that all were done, that they started out at DK's house on the couch, like King K. Rool and a couple other people.
Amazing mini Mario toy. Hurry, bud. Bananas. Mini Mario toy. It walks, it talks, it says each one comes in its own.
It says I was thinking the original one where Donkey Kong weren't named Donkey Kong. Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. But I knew that that wasn't it because what was that one called? It wasn't even called Mario, wasn't it? Like the original Mario game, it wasn't, what was it called? Man, I don't remember now. So on the idea that Toadstool isn't his head, it's his hat. He's wearing a hard hat on top of his hat. Screw you, capitalist pig. The final title card just has no audio.
Hey, wait.
Fucking weird, bruv. Okay. Here's the overview trailer. That's so strange. It might have just been called Donkey Kong and started as an arcade cabinet. That sounds right, but I'm not confident in that answer either. I mean,
Donkey Kong is making off with
on my own knowledge, I'm not confident in that answer. But I could easily believe that to be true.
Mario versus Donkey Kong. But what's waiting for us? Plenty of puzzles and obstacles. Looks like Mario's hit a wall. Let's give that color switch a try. Just stomp them to change up levels in all sorts of ways. There you go. Hitting the right switch at the right time is key, Daddy-O.
Don't call me Daddy-O. How dare you?
You'll use conveyor belts. Yep. Springs. And other means of traversal to get through levels.
Yeah, like Monkey Tail.
Mario's also got a few tricks of his own. He can spin, walk on his hands, backflip.
Yes, because eating a brick to the foot is better. I guess it is better than eating it to the dome, but
you'll be saving minis in no time. Each world brings its own challenges. You'll climb ropes in a jungle, beat the heat in a volcano, ride the breeze in a theme park, slip and slide on an icy mountain, and so much more. In some levels, you'll be guiding the little guys to their toy box. Come on. Or you'll face off against the big bad Kong himself. With over 130 levels,
you know, whenever I see an obscure number, over 130 levels.
Some levels too hot to handle.
How many? Is it 131?
Anytime with casual style.
Because like,
this mode adds checkpoints to lighten the
why
and
phrase it that way, right?
For a smooth ride. You can also jam with a partner in local co-op.
Also, does saying like over 130 sound better than over 125?
Most of your duet.
Because people like breakpoint numbers like that. 25 being a quarter of 100, you know? I'm sure somebody spent millions of dollars on the market research to determine what's better.
To move, groove, and solve a puzzle or two in the Mario vs.
I think it's more like 130 puzzles.
Coming to the Nintendo Switch system February 16th. A demo is available now on Nintendo eShop.
Why did you spam that last little bit? You had time. Whatever. Okay, so yeah, that's Mario versus Donkey Kong. It's so... The video game space is so weird right now because everyone knows that the Nintendo Switch 2 is coming. It'll be released this year. Have they announced it? No. Are they going to? As late as they can, while still giving themselves time to generate hype for sales. Because they're still trying to sell as many Nintendo Switches as they can, because they're just raking in money hand over fist, selling a 10-year-old chip and a 10-year-old chip and a now 7-year-old console. 7 or is it 8 years old this year? It's old as shit. And it was old when it launched because it launched with old technology and not like, oh, it's got last year's flagship chip in it. No, it's literally like a glorified Amazon Fire tablet. The things that people have managed to do with the Nintendo Switch is fucking sorcery, man. And Nintendo was like, yes, let's sell more Switches and let's sell more games on the Switch while we still have an install base of, what is it, like 130 million, 150 million? Some insanely huge number of Nintendo Switches have been sold. And like, congratulations, Nintendo. I'm not dogging you for that. I'll dog you for it being underpowered and just us not being able to get as good of games as we should. But hopefully a lot of that's fixed with the Nintendo Switch too. By all fucking means, it better be backwards compatible, because otherwise I'll throw something. Yeah, so it's interesting though, because you're seeing games that you're like, that's definitely feels like it should be on Switch, or on the Switch too. There was a game that was just announced recently. Crap, what was it? No, or that it was given its release date recently. We checked it out. I don't remember. I'd have to go back through the videos. And that I was like, that should be on Switch 2. And it's like, yeah, but we can't say the Switch 2 it's going to be on Switch 2 because nobody's supposed to know about that. Nobody's supposed to know about that in big fat air quotes. But like we got like Mario versus Donkey Kong, and then like what else has a set release date for the Nintendo Switch that's upcoming that matters? It's like Princess Peach Showtime is in like April. And that'll probably release after the Switch 2 has been announced, but before the Switch 2 releases. Because I think the current like production schedule based off of the leaks from like Thailand or whatever the fuck said that the current production schedule is set to have it release in like October or something like that. Which makes sense because they really want to have a lot of units produced and shipped out before Christmas so that the Switch 2 can be the Christmas gift of the year, which makes sense, and it probably will be. But yeah, so it's really weird because like I don't think this looks bad, but for being a Mario game, this is like C tier. Comparatively, I don't think it's a C-tier game, but compared to a lot of the other Mario games that we're seeing, Super Mario Wonder, Super Mario Odyssey, that we've seen on the Switch, this is just like, here's a game. Give us some money. Maybe it'll sell another Switch or two. I don't know. This looks fine. I'm not super jazzed or excited about it. Super Mario Wonder was a joy. It was a lot of fun, especially you have had friends to play it with. And it's going to be just really interesting to see everyone just kind of twiddling their thumbs over the next couple of months while we wait for the Switch 2. Somebody believes that there will be a Nintendo Direct on February 15th. And there isn't a word that is going to reveal the Switch 2 or not, just that there's going to be a Nintendo Direct on the 15th, which is Thursday. And if that's true, that would be cool. I'd like to see the Switch 2, but I doubt it's going to be there because I believe the current like rumor mill leak scenario has the Switch 2 being announced in March. So we'll see, though. We'll see. Tune in. We'll be sure to have videos for all of that going on. So let me know what your thoughts are. What are your thoughts about Mario versus Donkey Kong? What are your thoughts about the Switch 2, the release schedule, people's plans for everything? I'd love to hear from you. Put all your thoughts down in the comments below. If you want to keep up the conversation elsewhere, we are on all forms of social media, Twitter, Threads, Blue Sky, Instagram. We have a Discord. There's links in the description. I would love to talk to you on whatever platform you feel most comfortable on. Or you can join us on the stream because these videos are recorded live, and I would love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to the channel. If you go to one of the other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy.